Okay, let's get started with our class today. Come on over to your yoga mat. We'll start laying down if that suits you today. Maybe finding constructive rest pose or shavasana. Constructive rest pose is with the knees up and the feet standing near the edges of your mat. Take your time as you settle in. If there's any little movements that feel right, taking your time, trying a variation or two, and settling in when it feels right. Maybe taking a clearing breath or two, breathing in through your nose and sighing through your mouth. There are any other sounds or songs or any other noises that want to be expressed, you just keep following your heart, following your body's cueing. And starting to scan your awareness around through the physical body, the toes, the feet, just kind of giving your body a moment to be appreciated and recognized and just kind of loved. So feet and toes, man, do they do a lot for us. You might, if it feels right to you, either in your mind or out loud, say, thank you, feet. Coming up to our calves, knees, thighs, all of the legs. Thank you, legs. The glutes. Thank you, glutes. The hip joints, the pelvis. Thank you, thank you. The torso, chest, back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Moving up to your throat and your neck. Thank you, throat. Out to the shoulder joints, shoulder blades, and the arms. Thank you, arms. Thank you, joints. Thank you, fingers. Thank you, hands. Becoming aware of your head, your jaw, your eyes. Softening and thanking the eyebrows, the tongue. Noticing the way in which you're holding your mouth, and no judgment. Let's just check in, see if we can or already are in the proper oral posture, as it's called, with your lips sealed, jaw relaxed, with your teeth parted, and your tongue resting up on the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. Either imagining or physically widening your nostrils, your nasal passageways, so you create the least amount of friction for your body to breathe. And how does your breath naturally want to flow today? Are you feeling expansive? Do you want to take belly breaths? Just noticing how things are and seeing if it's serving you. If you'd like to set a dedication or intention for your practice, go ahead and bring something or someone to mind now. And when you're ready, let's begin to reawaken the physical body with a little bit of movement, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, maybe letting your head rock side to side. Ooh. A yawn, perhaps, on your way to a long body stretch, moving the limbs, maybe rotating ankles and wrists some more here. Stretching fingers and toes in opposite directions. Ooh, another yawn today for me. When you're ready, let's pull the knees in toward your chest and taking a little bit of free movement here, rocking some weight around your back and low back. And placing your feet back down. Let's roll to either side and press on up to a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit up on a blanket today. Blocks are always a good option, or even coming up to a chair if you'd like. Let's tent the fingertips off to either side. Lengthen upwards through the spine, through the crown of your head. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment or two, just so you can feel the energetics of this position. And when you're ready, flipping the palms, inhaling as you join your hands overhead. Option to look up toward your hands as they join. And exhale, hands come down to heart center, tucking your chin at the bottom. Inhale, hands go high, gaze lifts. Exhale, lower the arms around and down back to our neutral starting position. Let's do that a few times. Go ahead and go at your own pace. Inhaling as you lift the hands high. Exhaling, hands to heart center, tucking your chin. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, sweeping around and down. I'm going to stop cueing here. Just follow your own breath. Take your time. Find your own flow. Try to keep things moving as fluidly as possible. So kind of timing it. So your entire exhale brings the hands down. Your entire inhale brings the hands back up, and so on. And just keep going for a couple more rounds. Next time the hands are high, we'll pause there. Whenever you meet up, take an inhale. Exhale, goalpost arms. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, side bend to the right. Right hand lowers, left arm reaches, kind of pressing your chest or kind of spinning your chest upward as you lengthen through the left side. Eventually using an inhale to come back up to center, and exhale, switch to the left. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, side bend. Keep flowing again with your own breath. Find your pace. Find your depth. Maybe it's not going as far as you can today. Maybe it's finding like a mini version, kind of practicing Noticing what patterns you're in. How are you just naturally kind of treating the body? Sometimes I totally just try way too hard, and just, we don't need to do that. We gonna feel good however we can. Okay, back up at the center. Let's take a breath in and then exhale, twist toward the right. Left hand finding the right knee, right hand helping you sit up nice and tall, propping you up. Find your breath, inhale, lengthen upwards, and exhale, twisting just a little bit more to the right. Staying here, let's move just through the neck. Inhale, gazing to the left. Exhale to the right. Find your flow on your own again, inhaling all the way to the left. Exhaling all the way to the right. One or two more times. When you're ready, we're going to keep hold of that right knee. Lift your right hand up and over, finding another little side bend in the other direction. You can really get into some different areas as we hold that right knee. I'm feeling like a really nice thing happening through that left shoulder blade. And then we'll lower that hand. Let's begin our way to the next side. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand finding the left knee. Left hand propping up behind you, sitting tall here. Aware of the breath, using inhales to lift high with the spine. And exhales, gazing and twisting toward the left. Keeping the twist just moving through the neck. Inhale on the left. Exhale, twist just the neck, the head to the right. Inhale all the way over to the left. Exhale to the right. Maybe one or two more times, following your own pace. Whenever you're ready to move on, we're going to keep hold of that left knee, lift the right hand up and over, side bending, and experimenting. If you kind of push backwards, maybe you get into that right shoulder blade a little bit. If you pull your chest forward and through, you can really get some different things going on. So explore with care. And then releasing that. So let's give the shoulders and the arms a little bit of a shake, maybe rotating the shoulders or kind of letting them bounce a little bit. And then we'll move to hands and knees. Cat and cow a few rounds through. When you're ready, inhale to cow pose, lowering your belly, lifting your gaze, lifting the tailbone. And exhale, cat pose, rounding the spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone, pressing into the floor. And you're off on your own flow now. Inhaling to cow pose, belly lowers, gaze lifts. Exhales to cat. If you are the type of person who likes closing your eyes as you move, I just invite you to try that. See how sometimes that can really affect the quality of your presence, the quality of your focus. Sometimes it can have the opposite effect. So just know that whatever you're experiencing is valid. And meeting up in extended child's pose, knees out wide, big toes touching behind you, sinking your seat toward your heels, lowering down to the forearms or walking your hands out toward the top of your mat. Any other variations are welcome. Some people like to kind of flip the palms so they're facing up toward the sky. in this position. It's kind of more of an active, like for me, it's like a very active hand position. Some people like to bend their elbows and bring clasped hands or kind of like prayer hands to the back of the neck. How else can you make this your own today, if you want? Staying or returning here anytime you please. When you're ready, let's find our way back up to tabletop. And then lower down to your stomach, letting your knees or your legs go long. Let's find crocodile pose, stacking the hands, fists, or forearms, and then resting your head on top. Let your heels splay out to the sides. Or maybe it feels good to kind of windshield wiper the heels side to side or wiggle the hips a little bit. Finding a little bit of movement as long as you'd like. Exploring stillness if that sounds interesting anytime. Check in with that proper oral posture again. Is it natural to breathe through your nose as you go? In general, it's a really good habit to get in. And then bending your knees so your feet are in the air now. We'll find that windshield wiper motion again, letting your feet kind of sway in a rainbow or windshield wiper arc. Sometimes it feels fun to kind of like straighten the legs and swoop them around to the other side. Ooh, swoop. Or maybe kind of a circular movement. Maybe you spread all of your toes out and continue the movement. And then coming back down, planting the tops of the feet on the floor. Let's find our way to baby cobra. So sliding the hands down by the ribs, pulling your shoulder blades back and down behind you, pressing through the tops of the feet. Inhale, rising to about 50%. And exhaling to lower. Inhale, rise up 50%-ish. Exhale, lower. One more time, you decide how high you go. And exhale, lower. Let's find our way back up to tabletop and then into our first downward facing dog, grabbing your blocks if you like to use them. We'll curl the toes under, lift the tailbone, straightening or almost straightening the legs. Always coming back to our foundation, our breath, pressing into the floor so that the arms are active here. If you'd like to add in some movement, maybe bending and straightening opposite knees, maybe bending both knees. Adding in anything else that feels good. And then bending your knees even deeper, look up toward the top of your mat, step or walk your way to the top. Ragdoll forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows if you'd like, or just letting the arms dangle. Release any holding or gripping through the upper body, maybe nodding your head gently, yes. Shaking your head, no. Bending and straightening your knees. Then we'll make our way up to standing, bending your knees, tucking your chin, and rising up ever so slowly. Like you're a sloth today, just rising in a super slow way, like a sloth. And then at the top, Let's move however our bodies are feeling, maybe a little bit of shaking, or you could do a little bit of swaying side to side. You could lift and lower your heels a couple of times. You could try to make some symmetrical movements, so both sides of the body are doing the same thing at the same time. You might kind of switch it up so the sides of your body are doing different things at different times. Kind of doing like a skiing, like a caricature of skiing. It feels fun. All right. Once you're feeling good, making your way up to the top of your mat, taking a look at your feet, at your toes, giving the toes a wiggle, spreading the toes out, setting them back down. Nice solid foundation. Flipping the palms to face the front of your space, hugging your shoulder blades gently behind you, and engaging the abdominals. With an inhale, let's rise up to the tippy toes. And exhale, lower. With an inhale, sweeping the arms overhead, rise to the tippy toes. And exhale, forward fold, lowering your heels, lowering your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step just the right foot back, lowering the hands to blocks, lowering the right knee to the mat. Shifting forward through your hips, just about 50 to 75%, so not all the way that you can go. With an inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead, becoming aware of your pelvis, trying to create a sense of a neutral spine. So for me, I'm always like tilting my pelvis kind of forward and the tailbone back. So I need to kind of tuck my tailbone a little bit. And a good sign for me is that I'm feeling some stretching happening through my right hip flexor area. Taking a few breaths, feeling your strength. And then lowering your hands down to blocks. Let's step the left foot out toward the left side, planting your left foot if possible. So your left foot and your right knee are more or less in line. Let's find a little bit of rocking back and forth, stretching through the inner left leg. If you are a rebel, like I like to be, you can kind of explore even more. Maybe peel the toes up off of the floor. You kind of rock with that. Maybe you somehow like, I don't know, what else could you do here to explore? Okay. Then picking up that left foot, crossing it behind the right leg, way over to the right edge of your mat. So just twisting that leg back behind you. Take a little peek over your right shoulder, lengthening through that left side. Breathe. We've got lots of options for a transition here. We're going to end up in three-legged down dog. So possibly curling your right toes under, pushing up through both feet, and then lifting your left toes high behind you. Maybe you get there in a different way. That's just fine. Big breath in and out. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, step just the right foot forward. First, grab onto your blocks. We're going to bring them up to the highest setting and then step the right foot to the top, forward fold at the top. Holding onto our blocks here. Let's see if we can rise up to the tippy toes, or at least just kind of lifting your heels a little bit. I think it feels really nice to create pressure between like my low stomach and my legs. It's also good for the lymphatic system. Option to stay right here, keeping your hands on support, or pushing into the blocks, lifting your chest, kind of like a halfway lift position. This is called drinking bird, airplaning the arms behind you, only if that feels good. We're gonna meet up in an upward salute. Maybe you keep rising on your tippy toes, joining hands overhead. Woo. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, heels find the floor. Take a few moments to be with yourself here. Probably if you are experiencing what I'm experiencing, I'm feeling like, whew, that was a lot of effort. Catching my breath, letting my body kind of come back. Remembering your intention. Let's take a nice big clearing breath in through the nose. Sigh through the mouth. Inhale, lowering the hands, then lifting up to the tippy toes. Option to have the arms raised. And exhale, forward fold, lowering the hands and the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bringing hands to block, stepping just the left foot back and lowering the left knee down right away. Shifting your hips forward like 50-ish%. And then lifting the hands high, keeping that awareness of the pelvis here, taking any little adjustments that you might need. Inhale, option to look up. Exhale, cactus arms. This just feels powerful. To me, this feels like a power stance. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, that power stance again, goalpost arms. One last time, inhale, arms lift. And exhale, goalpost the arms. Bringing your hands down to blocks. Step just that right foot now out toward the right side, planting your right foot on the floor to start. And we'll find that rocking movement back and forth. Seeing if you can get a nice stretch going through the inner right leg. Find your little rebel moments too, like just feels good to kind of spin the toes up toward the sky a little bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to pick up that right leg, sweep it behind you, crossing to the left side of your mat. Lengthen the right side as you gently peek over that left shoulder. Finding your way to three-legged down dog, possibly curling your left toes under here, pushing up through both feet, and then lifting the right toes high. Let's have 2 breaths at the top. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in and exhale. Step that right foot forward first. Pop the blocks up to that highest setting. Step the left foot to the top, forward fold. Making our way to drinking bird or just taking a classic forward fold. Let's come up to the tippy toes or just lifting the heels a bit, maybe getting that pressured through the low belly if you like it. If it's a bit too much, you can widen your feet out wide so your belly, your body has plenty of space to be. You can stay right here or find drinking bird, puffing the chest up, airplane, the arms behind you. Stay steady in your breath, even when it gets hard, even when those wobbles come. Inhale, rising up, upward salute. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take your time. Check in with yourself. And we'll take a clearing breath in through the nose. And a big sigh to release. Make your way down to a seat. And then right on down to your back, pulling the knees in toward your chest as you go or when you arrive, and finding a little more of that sacrum rocking or rolling out of the low back. Does this feel as good to you as it does to me? I think this is kind of my favorite, one of my top favorite poses lately. You probably know that if you have been coming to class for a while. All right, bringing the feet down to the floor. Let's bring the arms out wide, scoot the pelvis, the hips over toward that left edge of your mat, and then allow your knees to start twisting to the right. Feel free to stay right here enjoying our classic supine twist. If you want to get kind of extra twisty with it, you could use your peace fingers on the right hand, so right pointer, right middle finger. You could reach down and see if you can grab hold of your left big toe, kind of pulling your foot up toward the side. You might stay right here and maybe grab onto that left knee, or you might try extending the left leg out toward that right side. Maybe letting your head rock from side to side or letting yourself find a resting point. Releasing that toe lock if you were holding it. And making your way back up to center. Scooting the pelvis over toward the right edge of your mat. And allowing the knees to lower and twist to the left this time. If you're going for that toe lock or not, just first finding our classic supine twist. Letting your spine get used to it for a moment or two. And if you want, grabbing the right big toe with the peace fingers of the left hand. Holding there or experimenting with straightening or almost straightening that right leg. Man, it's awesome to have a wall right over here. Taking an impromptu variation here. Just pressing my foot into the wall. That feels so supportive and grounding. Maybe letting your head rock side to side or just enjoying your stillness. Releasing that toe lock, bringing your right leg back in, come up to center. Bringing the pelvis back to the middle of your mat. If there are any last poses, movements, or stretches that you're wanting or needing, now is a great time to add those in. We will head into our final rest today. We'll do a little bit longer of a meditation. Going through different body parts here. It's kind of part of the Yoga Nidra process. But I'll walk you through it, of course. So all you have to do is start getting comfy when you're ready. Shavasana or constructive rest pose or something else. And we'll start this body scan meditation up at the crown of your head, your scalp. Just bringing the touch of your awareness there. Letting your body rest while you keep your mind sharp and alert. This will help build concentration and focus. And it's not uncommon to kind of drift away from the words, away from the meditation. So don't consider that something wrong. Notice and then return back to the sensations of your breath and to my words. So starting there at the scalp, forehead, smoothing out the eyebrows, temples, cheekbones, cheeks, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, top row of teeth, bottom row of teeth, tip of your tongue, roof of your mouth, root of your tongue, center of your head, center of your brain, spinal cord to the neck, throat, jawbone, collarbones, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right shoulder joint, left shoulder joint, right upper arm, elbow, lower arm, right wrist, palm of your hand, back of your hand, each and every fingerprint of the right hand. Tracing your awareness up the right arm, across your collarbones, and to the left shoulder joint, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, left wrist, palm of your hand, back of your hand, each and every fingerprint on the left hand. Right hand, left hand. Both hands together. Heart center, right chest, left chest, rib cage, upper back, mid back, navel point, lower back, sacrum, tailbone, right hip, left hip, entire pelvis together. Right thigh, right hamstring, right knee, right shin, right calf, ankle, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, each and every toe on the right foot. Drawing your awareness up the right leg, across the pelvis to the left hip joint, left thigh, left hamstring, left knee, left shin, calf, ankle, top of the left foot, bottom of the left foot, each and every toe on your left foot, right foot, left foot, both feet together, right leg, left leg, both legs together, right arm, left arm, both arms together, right eye, left eye, both eyes together. Inside of your body, outside of your body, skin, noticing the air and space just outside of the physical body. For a few moments, lingering here in this space and time. And knowing that you are worthy right now, just as you are. You don't need to change. You don't need to shrink or grow in any way to deserve love, especially your own. See if you can create a felt sense of being loved. First, gathering and conjuring up the sense of love for yourself in your own body. And if you have the capacity and want to, maybe you radiate some of that love you're stirring up. Maybe you radiate that outward to your neighbors or the people in your city or a specific person or any which way you'd like. Breathing and resting in this open, radiating state. Felt sense of love. Feel free to continue your rest here as long as you'd like. When you're ready to begin reawakening the physical body, starting by rubbing your thumb across the other fingers, tracing each of the fingers and wiggling your toes. Following your body's cues here as you continue to move and awaken. Yawning or stretching. Eventually transitioning on either side to the fetal position with your knees slightly tucked in. Taking at least one full round of breath right there in the fetal position. And then beginning to press your way up to a seat. Maybe keeping your eyes closed if you like as you join hands at heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free, and may our own thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Drawing thumbs up to third eye center, let's seal in our class with a little bow forward now. Peace.